Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 4,000 subscriber special. Oh, I'm late. I am very late to this. I guess this is the 50,000 subscriber special where me and my cast are answering your questions. Hopefully you enjoy it. It's 2 hours long.
Hi guys, I'm Blue JVO. I play Nightwing, I play the Joker, and I also play Aiden in School Bus Graveyard. And a couple of others like Clockwork and Danny Phantom, not Ben 10.
Hi, my name is Dawn Brenning, and I play a few different characters here, such as Barbara Gordon, and also Kate Kane, aka Batwoman. And also I've done a little bit with Poison Ivy. In School Bus Graveyard, I'm Taylor, and have fun with that one.
Hi everybody, my name's Chris. I go by ZapCon online. I've been doing VA work for Lucky for about 3 or 4 years now. Played a couple of characters. You mostly might know me as Batman or Bruce Wayne. Also done Scarecrow as well as Dark Danny in the Danny Phantom comics. It's been kind of a rush. We've been recording already almost 4 years now, so yeah. That's kind of my background, to be honest. I actually started doing VA work around the time I got this gig doing Batman, so this has kind of been my whole voice acting career so far.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Midnight Realm VA. You might know me as Vlad Plasmius in A Glitch in Time in 5YL. You will also know me as Superman and Luke Fox in the Wayne Family Adventures comic dubs. I am a voice actor, and I make parody videos and abridged series of my favorite magical girl anime. So, you know, that's the thing. I also sing, if you're interested, but yeah, let's go on to the QnA.
Hi, my name is Rose Turney. I voice several characters. I voice Harper Row, Cassandra Cain, Gwen Tennyson, any additional characters that might be needed. I'm trying to think of any others I've voiced for you. But those are like the main 3 that I can think off the top of my head.
Hey you guys, I'm Caleb Jimenez, the voice actor for John Kent, Connor Kent from Wayne Family Adventures, as well as Aquaman, or from the fandom for the Ink Tank, Gotro and Cooper Daniels. Oh, 5YL.
Hi, I'm Dr. Funk 98. I'm the current voice of Alfred Pennyworth, Jim Gordon. Arsenal, I play Mr. Thomas in School Bus Graveyard, and on the Sonic crossover, and I'm Shadow and Dr. Eggman as well. I'm also Lex Luthor.
Okie dokie. Well, hello everybody. I'm Ryan Zax, and for the LuckyDerp, I am allowed to play Ben 10, Duke Thomas, Sonic, I think one time. The little kid from Jupiter Men. I'm that guy. I'm also Tyler in School Bus Graveyard, which is a lot of fun, especially because I get to work alongside Blue Jay, who's awesome.
All right, Sophie_Flowerline7877. From New Voices, is the character you voice your favorite character? No, my favorite character is Nightwing. I was originally going to voice Nightwing when we first started the whole Batman stuff on the channel. But our previous voice actor for Nightwing was like, no, I'll voice him. I was like, okay, cool. So I'll voice Tim Drake. And then I started voicing Tim Drake. And that's pretty much how that became.
Most of them, like, I wouldn't say that, like, they're necessarily, like, my favorite from, like, each, like, respective, like, series. But they are all ones that I have, like, an interest in. Like, I they're ones that, like Shadow and, like Alfred, I know, are 2 characters I wanted to like try out for like in the past. I think Mr. Thomas is definitely like my favorite like in School Bus. At least he's like one I really like.
Well, I'm not super big into DC. I do know some about it, but like I do enjoy Cass's character a lot. She's really cool. I also enjoy Gwen, even if she's a very annoying character in the original version of her cartoon. But she is a very smart and very bright character. I do enjoy her character.
So one of my favorite characters is Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl. I've loved her character ever since seeing her in Batman the Animated Series. And I also share a trait with her where I also work in a library. Librarians are great, and they give you great information. The only thing I don't really identify with her is I don't attack people with a baseball bat. Although, sometimes you have a desire. No, no violence.
Is any character I voice my favorite character? No. I have grown an appreciation for Superman, though, as I've grown older and, appreciate a power fantasy for nice people. But, it's not really... I don't think any of my characters are really my favorite characters.
Oh man, I mean, it's Batman. Come on, of course he's my favorite character. Yeah, absolutely, I would say so. When I was a little kid, I grew up just in love with Batman. That was like my favorite thing as a kid. I had all the action figures. I loved the cartoon and the Tim Burton movies. I watched those movies probably so much that it gave me nightmares as a kid. So I would say absolutely, yeah, Batman's probably one of my idols growing up. So for sure.
I do really love Duke. Tyler's really cool. Quentin's really cool. I will say, of them all, my favorite's been Ben, especially for 5YL. That was so much fun to do with you. But also for a League of My Own, like still being able to play some of the aliens is really cool. I love Ben 10. So being able to do that in any capacity is always amazing. But yeah, I love Duke. I love Duke and Tyler. They're great. It's like choosing between like your kids. It's very difficult.
Yes. Though going deeper, John is my favorite because that was the first time I got to voice a little kid. I'm John.
I think all of them show a really fun side of me. Maybe not Clockwork because he's fun, but he's a different type of fun. But Nightwing is fun to be like the funny big brother. Joker's fun just to be goddamn insane. And Aiden is both of them. So I think Aiden's probably my favorite. Actually, no, wait. I don't know. Between Aiden and Nightwing, it's hard to pick.
David Hawkeye 864 says, if you weren't voicing your current role, what would your second pick be? Nightwing. I would love to voice Nightwing. But now I can't hear anybody else besides Blue Jay be Nightwing. So I won't be doing that.
Probably Tim Drake. Me and that guy sound a lot alike, I think.
Going to School Bus Graveyard, I would want to voice Aiden just to sound chaotic all the time.
Okay. So then if I weren't voicing Duke, my second pick in at least Wafa would be Goon number 12. Because it'd be really cool to be punched by Batman, and then I get to do one of my famous screams. Also, apart from that, in all seriousness, I mean, I already said I love Ben, but Tyler's great. But I also really liked. I think we did a Young Justice thing a long time ago, and with Superboy, that was a lot of fun. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. No, not Superboy. Spider-Man. That was fun. That was a lot of fun doing Spidey together. That and especially the Deadpool stuff. Oh God, that was great. But I mean, you know what? I guess. I mean, I'm like personally, I'm fine with any role. I'm just happy to be included with the rest of the crew, especially because there's so many like awesome voice actors that are in this cast. It's like if I get to act alongside them, it's always a lot of fun.
For Wafa, funnily enough, it was Alfred. I don't know what it. I think it's like the way that like he carries himself a lot. How like he's like a military guy, so like he is like very efficient, but like he's snarky too. Otherwise, like I'm trying to think. With Ben 10, I would have tried for like one of the other aliens, but Orion does like amazing at that. So I can't like imagine anybody else playing that. So no, I think it is just Alfred that like I can think of off the top of my head.
My second pick. Oh Jesus, that's up. I don't know. That's genuinely a good question because I feel like I fit weirdly enough some of the roles I do. I feel like a fun role I could probably pull off if like I weren't voicing it and we had like that as a thing. I think Starfire would be really fun.
I don't know. Any of the female characters? I guess, it's hard for me to say because everybody else does a really good job with their characters that I'm actually jealous of how good they are. So I don't think there's a different character I would want to be, I guess. I know that's not a fun answer. Sorry.
What would be my second pick? Well, I would love to, in this case, be like Jason Todd, but Jason Todd was already picked when I was there. I actually came in for Red Hood and the Outlaws, playing Bizarro, and I also had to replace the original Superman voice for LuckyDerp as well. I would love to go in as Jason Todd or Booster Gold. Booster Gold would be an interesting character to play. I'd say he's one of my favorites.
Probably maybe one of the villains. I feel like my voice is pretty deep. So any maybe a character like Bane would be really, really fun to do. Doing Scarecrow in the past was really fun. It was kind of a different voice that I've not really done a whole lot before. So maybe even Scarecrow, but I do like doing a lot of the villains and kind of being really hammy with those. So I think honestly, any of the villains would be really fun to voice, I think.
Arthas850, for everyone who voices a character, are there any characters or roles that in hindsight you would have done differently from how you did them originally? No. No, Tim Drake is pretty much just my natural voice, so if I played him any differently, it'd be a little bit weird.
I don't know. I don't think I have a really great answer for that one. I feel like I'm always kind of like, anytime we get a new comic, especially if there's a new character that shows up, I'm always kind of playing around with it to see where you can kind of take it. I don't know that I would do anything drastically differently. I always try to evolve and adapt a little bit though to see if I can make it a little bit better or maybe spice it up in some sort of way. But I think I'm fairly happy with how I've done most of the characters I've voiced.
Ooh, probably not. I think I already had such a good read on Night. I mean, outside of not sucking the first few times, I think I had a pretty good read on Nightwing for the first bit. Actually, I mean, I knew the character. I knew what Dick is supposed to be versus what a lot of the TV shows portray him as lately. Aiden, we had Red School Bus Graveyard, and then we both went, that's me.
That's
true. And Joker, we just hammed it up. So, I mean, I don't know if there'd be anything that I would change a little bit differently. I think maybe Joker, I think as we were recording Joker later, we figured out where we liked him. And I think at the beginning he might have been a little bit too showman-y. But now I think we got, towards the end, got him that real kind of, fun, creepy level. Or, not creepy, but, unhinged. You literally have no idea when he's gonna snap.
Cooper Daniels, I'm happy with the way I did it, and I'm thankful because, backstory on that one, I did a surfer dude originally for Cooper Daniels. And I'm very thankful I did that differently. So, if I had to change one that I did do, it'd probably be Aquaman. I would try to go deeper with the voice.
Well, I feel like if I was originally cast for Superman instead of replacing another guy while first being cast as Bizarro, I would have a more softer tone to my voice off the bat. I was really just taking Bizarro and making him a bit less rough. And that was my initial Superman voice. But down here, right here, I would have done that earlier if I was cast as Superman beforehand.
Ooh, I feel like for Lucius, with Lucius, I would have given him a bit more age in that first comic that we did, with him and Batwing, because I tried to make him sound aged in that one, but I feel like it wasn't necessarily as full formed as it was in the issue where Lucius is talking to Duke. I feel like I kind of fell into Lucius like pretty okay there, as opposed to the first go around where it was a bit, I was still trying to figure it out. So if I could go back in time and do Lucius like how I did in the second comic, I would do that.
Kate Kane, I probably would have worked a little bit harder on doing a deeper voice for her. I have since found a couple of tricks online and in some books and such that have helped stabilize that a little bit better. And I definitely would probably redo some of her lines and try to be a little bit less trying too hard to be deep, I guess you could say.
No, not really. I think I have a very clear vision sometimes when I go for a role. Like Cass, I know her as very silent, very like she speaks when she needs to. So I tried to go very like robotic sound or very sharp, very to the point of like clipped with her. Harper's the one where I kind of had to get into it, like voice-wise, and realize, oh, I can just throw a really fast little accent on her and call it a day. Gwen is the only one I have to kind of think about sometimes too, because the neutral sound that her original voice actress has, and I try to sometimes match that, but also not. But for the most part, I think I go into it, to answer the question, I think I go into it with the intention of, I know how this character is going to sound in my head, and I hope I execute it correctly.
Tony Stark would have been the one that like I had done differently. I was asked like if I wanted to play him, and I'm like, oh god, Iron Man? Me? Yeah, sure. But like at the time I was like, I don't know what was going on with it, but like I was struggling with like my voice like a little bit. I think later I found out part of it was like I was dealing with like a sleep apnea, and that was really affecting like my ability to maintain certain voices. Like come like like the recent like dub we did of that Spider-Man animation, that was like in my head when like Tony comes back in that, I was like, okay, so this is my chance to actually kind of more find a voice that I'm happy with for him. Because like there's one that sound where I just sound nasally, and I'm just like, ugh, what the fuck was that?
Chi-Chi-2.0-D9S. For all of them, what made you start voicing characters? So I got into voice acting the end of 2018. I was mostly a gaming channel, so I was playing a lot of video games. And whilst I was playing those video games, I was basically reading. We were playing visual novels, and I really liked doing voices for those games. I was like, you know what? I'll see about having a voiceover. I already had the equipment for recording, so I tried doing some voiceover stuff, and I found out I really love doing voiceover. So here I am. I love voicing characters.
I started voice acting because of two things, and both these things are gonna date me real fucking quick. Because when I started voice acting, it was one of the bigger things you would see comic dubs of. Homestuck was one of the big things at the time when I started voice acting. There were Homestuck comic dubs. I dabbled in that a little bit. And the other one was like Dragon Ball, basically like mimicking Laura Bailey specifically.
It came from like a couple places. Like so I'm on the autism spectrum, and a thing that people like me do is we parrot. And parroting is like we will watch like the mannerisms that people do, the things that people do to try to like so that when we have to like engage in conversation or be social, we can seem like we're good at it, even if we're kind of like panicking in our heads. And from a younger age, I also really liked doing impressions of characters, like from shows and movies. Like I'm really into pop culture, and it's just fun to like inhabit like those characters, also explore emotions that I don't typically get to express, because like around my family and stuff, I'm like very reserved, but like when I'm around my friends, I'm more like extroverted. So leaning into that more as I got older, and like people like Team 4-Star were doing stuff like this, a bridging contest back in the day, and this one like experience I had with like a fan dub that I did, where I just made it. I was very happy with it, and this was when YouTube still had dislikes. It instantly got a dislike, and it wouldn't have hurt me as much if it came like maybe a few hours later. But the fact it was like a few minutes later, I was like, you know what? No, fuck that person. I'm gonna be serious about this. Yeah, no, it's just like very fun to like. It's like sports. You get to stretch like you get to stretch a muscle. You get to like really like test yourself, like in ways I like doing that.
So for me, it was actually a friend of mine. She is a writer, and she did a kind of dramatization of a few of her different roles and characters and such. And she talked me into it. And ever since then, I got like the mic, I got the all the parts and things that I needed to do, and kind of jumped into it a little bit, and it was pretty fun. I also did a little bit of casting call and did some things on there, and had a lot of fun with that too. But yeah, it was mostly my friend poking me and saying, "Hey, you, go do this voice and help me with this," and so I did.
Honestly, I think everybody kind of does this as a kid, but I was definitely one of those kids, you know, growing up. When I would play with my toys, I would do all the voices and sound effects, and you know, you're doing the voices of the villains and the hero, and they're fighting, you're doing all the punching sound effects. And I feel like I just never really grew out of that, you know? Like I'll literally pace around my house whenever I've got free time and just do kind of random voices in my head. And I've also done that a lot for my nieces and nephews. They absolutely love all the crazy voices that I'll pull out for them. And so I think maybe it's just something natural to me. I just really enjoy doing it. I don't know. It's just kind of something that's always kind of been there, I guess.
I am a huge lover of anime. Anime got me through some of the hardest parts of my life and brought me up to be the person that I am today. So thanks to them, I wanted to do the same thing for others. Not raise myself with my own voice.
What made me want to start voice acting? Well, what made me want to start voice acting was once I found out as a kid that you could actually get paid for doing silly voices, because I loved doing silly voices, and I was always in the school plays, so it was like, wait a minute, so I could be paid to be a cartoon character? Let's fucking go.
Well, I kind of just was doing abridged parodies back in the like when was I in middle school? Well, that would have been like 2000. When did Yu-Gi-Oh! When did not Yu-Gi-Oh! When did Naruto abridged first come out?
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah, like that. I looked at that and I was like, that's funny. So I made a Zoids abridged, and then I met my friend Truth or Deal, and they were like, hey buds, let's do this. And we kept making funny stuff. And then I met Quiz, and then was like, hey buds, let's do some funny stuff. And then I went to college and died for 4 years and didn't talk to many of them because I was in college. And then afterwards, like, hey guys, I'm back. And they're like, dang, Zeke's back. Let's do some funny stuff. I'm like, you got it. But if we talk about like what got me to really wanting to voice act, it was, oh god, I'm going to show my age here. So I was able to watch Ouran High School Host Club when it first came out. And that was probably the anime where I'm like, this looks fun.
Ooh, if I could recall, the thing that made me want to start voice acting, it was Peter Cullen. Especially growing up, I remember watching the behind the scenes for the Transformers 2007 movie. And it, you know, as a kid, it doesn't really dawn on you, right, like when you first see the movie, because Optimus Prime sounds cool, you know, like everybody agrees on that. But when I was watching the behind the scenes, Peter Cullen was talking about like how he's been doing this character for, you know, since the 80s. And as a kid, it like dawned, because I'd seen the G1 show up to that point, you know, and it just clicked with me. I'm all like, oh my god, the same guy who's doing Optimus in this big time movie was the same guy who did Optimus back in the original show. You know, the idea that like someone would be able to hold on to the voice of a character for that long, you know, it really struck a chord with me. And then like even more so with like when I started getting into Sonic, you know, finding out how much of a big hubbub there is about the voice actors who portrayed Sonic, you know, even like getting growing to have my own favorite with regards to that. You know, it's like little things that kind of piled on that made me like get like the goal, like the desire to want to try voice acting. And you know, I gave it a shot around 7 years ago, and it worked out okay, I'd reckon.
This one is Speedstick8981. Question for Batgirl. Which one? Yes. What activities do you think your character would do if not fighting crime?
Ooh, let's see. If Barbara was not fighting crime, I imagine she might try to, instead of the library, she might have actually worked on the police force. I think it's still fighting crime, but it's not vigilante fighting crime. I see her as looking up to her dad a lot and wanting to help in that area, so it's kind of like, I think she would do that. Otherwise, probably more crosswords. I could see her doing crosswords.
What activity? For Cass? Oh, Jesus, that's actually a good question. It's hard to put her into one, but I feel like she would very much enjoy like very quiet activities, very like hands-on activities. Like I could see her like doing pottery and stuff like that. It's quiet, she's very hands-on. Or like even like kickboxing or something like that, even though I think she probably does do kickboxing normally. She's just very quiet and introspective, and I'm like, there's a lot that she could do that just feels very right for her, and that's like the first thing I think of.
RP Treasure Shop. For Nightwing, how did you get picked as the voice of Nightwing? Like, what's the story of it all? I hope it makes sense. I love your voice for Nightwing so much.
Thank you. And it was, I saw an audition. I was like, okay. So I was sitting here watching the Red Hood movie with one of my friends at the time, and she just looked at me and was just like, hey, I actually don't like Neil Patrick Harris as Nightwing. I'm like, yeah, me either. And she looked at me and was like, I think you make a good Nightwing. I went, yeah, I would be a good Nightwing. And then I was just throwing through Casting Call Club, and I see this Nightwing audition, which 2 of the 3 lines were from the Red Hood movie, and I'm sitting here like, well, ain't that funny?
This one is by Isaiah Ayala 20. This is for everyone. Which DC media, comic, movie, show, any of them introduced you to the world DC? I was introduced by the Batman the Animated Series and also the Michael Keaton Batman films. I love those movies. We have a lot of Michael Keaton Batman memorabilia in my home. So I love those movies. They're so good.
So the world of DC as general would be anything from Arrowverse I got really, really into. Weirdly enough. Started with The Flash, and then the ever-loving hyperfixation of Smallville got me.
Okay, so this is gonna be a funny one. So in terms of DC stuff, my favorite thing is BTAS, the animated series, but that wasn't what got me into DC, because I grew up in a Marvel house. So more often than not, I was exposed to X-Men, Spider-Man, all that jazz before I got into DC. But what got me into DC, I knew who Superman was, you know, in general. But what got me into DC as a universe was, as a kid in school, Con Ed would come to like the school and give you these free comic books of the Justice League, like fixing power lines. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the Justice League? What's up with that? You know, because I saw Superman and this like weird dark guy turns out to be Batman, and it was a lot of fun to read that. And then the Justice League cartoon came on Cartoon Network, like I think the year after or something, and then it just kind of spiraled from there to where I found out, oh man, so this is connected. Oh, and Static Shock too. It was everything goes back to Con Ed, is what I'm saying.
I was really into the 2003 Teen Titans show back when it was like airing, but I think before that it was really the Justice League cartoon, because some of my earliest memories was seeing a lot of like that key art, seeing episodes of Unlimited as they were airing. I remember, like, because my friend, he's really into Batman, and he had he had like it was like a replay or something of or he just had the DVD, I don't know, of like the series opener with like the aliens and everything, and that really freaked me out. But yeah, I think it was that.
I feel like this will date me. The old animated series from the 90s. I remember watching it growing up as it was releasing. Anyway, but definitely that, along with the 1989 Batman movie. Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman, and I will fight that.
The original Batman live-action series, the first one I watched was the one where he was fighting against Penguin.
What introduced me to the world of DC was Cartoon Network's Teen Titans. That is what introduced me to the world of DC, which is also why I will be Kevin Levin in the upcoming the upcoming comic dub. Yeah, so yeah, it was Teen Titans introduced me, and of course, I connected with Beast Boy. I remember this my oldest impression.
My oldest impression is this guy, Beast Boy. Yeah, it's been I started developing the impression before I went through puberty, and I really had to adjust after going through puberty.
Because my voice dropped down like a brick.
Person Alan Nouse, which character you voice is your favorite? What were you going to do with them if they can come to the real world? Still Nightwing, and I feel like me and Nightwing would have a fun time, like getting like frozen yogurt or something.
My favorite to voice. Honestly, I've been doing it for so long now. I really enjoy doing Batman. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, it was an obsession for me as a kid. So getting to do it for these comic dubs is really cool. So I'd have to say he's definitely my favorite one I've done. What would I do if he came to the real world? I'd like to think we'd get along. Maybe I could be a new Robin. Maybe, I don't know. Certainly like to
a Robin
yeah.
with his voice.
Hell yeah! I mean, it might be nice, but I would definitely want to join the Bat family for sure.
I wouldn't want to meet any of them. First of all, well, because one, two of them are psychopaths. Dick would be too busy to pay me any attention. And honestly, I feel like me and him would annoy the crap out of each other because we're kind of identical. So I really don't know. No, wait, no. I think me and Aiden would probably annoy the crap out of everybody. Him on purpose, me not on purpose.
I guess if I had to, actually pick a character, it would probably be, I voice a bunch of characters for a Final Fantasy dub. I would have to be Yuki Kisaragi from Final Fantasy VII. She is one of my favorite characters I've voiced. Yeah, she's fun. I like her. I scream into my mic and hurt my throat specifically for her because I like being a little gremlin. It's fun. She's very fun. I would not trust her with my money. If she were in the real world, she is not allowed to allowed to touch my purse or anything because I'm scared she's gonna take my money.
Oh, Barbara is my favorite, and if she came to the real world, I would probably take her to my library and show her all the fun stuff we have there. and ask her what sort of things they have at her library, because there's two things I'm obsessed with, and that is video games, reading, and libraries.
Okay, I mean, I guess my super favorite voice is Optimus Prime. That was the first voice that I really figured out I knew how to do. And then it kind of blew up into this big old thing. If Optimus were to come into the real world, I'd be very, very, I don't know what I'd do with myself. I'd probably just faint from the sheer fact that there's a 24-foot tall robot who is in front of me. But I'd probably be like, yo, you mean a lot to me. You're pretty cool, man. Apart from Optimus, though, I do really love to do Sonic a lot of the time. So that would be really cool to meet him. It's funny. I would love to meet the voice actors, though. I would give anything to meet Peter Cullen. I did meet the voice actor for Sonic at Comic-Con this year, and that was amazing. So, I'm sure if the voice actor is anything like the character, I'm sure meeting Sonic would be pretty chill.
I have a lot of fun with... It's probably going to be the one that's yet to come out, but I think that one of the ones I have fun with is Lex Luthor. I don't know what it is. It's he's just such a piece of shit. And sometimes it's really fun to play those kinds of characters. If I had anything to do with him in real life, it would probably be I don't know, ditch him at whatever place we were hanging out, because he's too much up his own ass.
Yeah. It's Thunder TV for the Wi-Fi cast. What other characters would you voice besides the one you do now? I would love to voice Nightwing, but again, I can't.
If I could pick another character to voice, can't really think of any characters. I mean, I would love to just be more Ben 10 aliens. I would just love to be more Ben 10 aliens. That's really all I'm thinking. Give me a forearms, give me a wild mud. I'll even take the worst.
So, oh god. I'd actually want to give, Tim a try if I ever had the chance to, just as a fun little, oh no, our characters all got swapped by a weird guess.
I guess we kind of touched on it in an earlier question, but I would totally be up to audition for any of the villains that I might fit for, because those are, I don't know, I don't get to do enough villains. I feel like I really love doing those kind of over-the-top, dramatic, hammy kind of bad guys, and I feel like there's a lot of the DC villains that really, especially somebody like Dr. Freeze, I can imagine getting very Shakespearean. I really enjoy those. So like I said, villains are definitely the top of my my dream list for doing in the future.
Well, Zapcon does a great Batman. I don't want to step on that. But if there were ever a parody Batman, I would love to do an Adam West voice, for the parody Batman. Not for the serious stuff. Zapcon, he nails that to a T. But I'd love to do a little parody, Robin, we have to find that dastardly villain. That something like that. That'd be a lot of fun. In terms of Waffa. But with other things, I'm pretty okay with the roles I have. I'm happy.
Question for Jay. What is your favorite anime/manga character? If he doesn't have one, who is your favorite Marvel character?
My favorite anime character, that is hard. There's a lot. I'd have to I'm going to pick my favorite manga, then I'm going to pick my favorite anime, because both of the characters are up there. In my favorite manga, my favorite character is probably Kenshin Himura from Rurouni Kenshin. He is a very good example of how, you can always overcome your past if you choose to work through it. That running away from your past is not always the right answer. Sometimes you got to confront it. And it's a very beautiful manga story. For anime, I'm gonna get hazed for this, but it is a tie between two characters from Yu Yu Hakusho. And the first one is Kurama because okay, I hear you. Oh, someone likes Kurama and Yu Yu Hakusho. Shut up. I just love the concept of someone trying to like, hey, yeah, I'm supposed to be evil, but I don't want to be. I always love that kind of story. And two, the second one, I really like Kuwabara because I always love the type of characters that are very much the I am way too weak and pathetic to be here, but I am going to guts and like brute force my way to prove that I am worth being here. Because comparatively to everybody in that show, Kuwabara sucks. But he works so hard that he is the power that a lot of bad guys are trying to steal in one of the later arcs. So that would be my characters.
This one's by Emilio Rafaela, or excuse me if I butchered that name. What's the recording process for your videos like? Well, hey Jay, you want to do some lines for me real fast?
Yeah, not really.
But it's for Nightwing.
Is it anything but Nightwing?
But they're Nightwing
Son of a
lines.
bitch.
So here's your script, and just read off that.
Okay. And then he looked down at her and he said, moist. Like that?
Yeah, it was great, actually. That was a one and done. Well, moving on.
Okay, sweet.
Thanks, Jay.
Bye. Fucking loser.
This one's by Gaming El Gecko 505. My question, first of all, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Secondly, who was the hardest voice actor to get in any of your projects? Third, any other series you plan on dubbing? The hardest voice actor to get working with was probably Panda Red. He was, I mostly literally just shot in the dark, messaged him like, hey, you want to be part of our comic dub of Wafa? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, no way. So then, then he became Riddler. And also Azrael for a bit. Any other series you guys plan on dubbing? We're doing quite a few. We're still doing Wafa. We're doing some Danny Phantom stuff. I have some Ben 10 stuff in the works. And I'm currently working on Ultimate Spider-Man. This one's by Brian Greer, 2624. Do you watch some DCAU shows to make each voice sound like the character? No, we do not. We don't believe in impressionists around these parts. We are making the characters sound our own way. So as you can tell, like with my voice for Tim Drake, I don't sound like anyone who has voiced Tim Drake before. Same thing with Blue Jay and Zapcon and Don Brenning. All of them, we're all just the same. We all do our own interpretations of the characters.
Oh, no. My Superman is not inspired by George Newbern at all. I think that's rather evident with how I voice Superman. But no, I have not been inspired by. I almost auditioned for Jon Stewart doing the Phil Lamar voice, though. I almost did. But I decided against it because I voiced Superman in DCX Sonic already, so I was like, I don't want to give, I don't want to, hoard roles that could be given to other people.
No. I watch them, but I don't have that influence me too much, I guess you could say. Especially because for example, for Barbara, like we don't get Oracle very much in the TV shows. We get her Batgirl version, and she kicks butt, and it's awesome. And then as for Kate Kane, she also doesn't really appear all that much. But when I looked at her, I thought like she would have like a deeper voice, especially compared to like Barbara and others.
No, I'm trying to think of how often I've really pulled references for any characters that I've voiced, not just for the Batman stuff, but for anything. I'll usually try to pull a reference if I feel like, or if somebody who wants the audition to kind of sound like someone else, I'll pull a reference for that. Yeah, usually I don't know, because I guess there's a part of me that worries that if I pull a reference, I'll be too derivative of the original voice, which I like to try to avoid. I want to do something unique, but I also have to admit that like most of the voices I do are, all sound mostly like impressions. But yeah, with the DC stuff, I don't think I've pulled too many reference material for those voices now.
Well, so Duke doesn't really have a presence outside of WAFA, but I know Duke was in that Batwheel show. I didn't watch all of it, but I tried to I checked out the first episode just to see what Duke's like kind of all about in that one, and I tried to bring a bit of that enthusiasm into my interpretation of Duke, but they're two completely separate characters. For Lucius, clearly, I tried my best to emulate Morgan Freeman. I don't think I did a good job, but the voice is working. It's like George, if we can get Lucius Fox working, but don't cut that out. don't put that in. So I did Lucius. For Ben, yes, absolutely. I do try to match Yuri Lowenthal on the reg. I don't know if I do that good of a job, but I try to match the mannerisms. And I know for Spider-Man, when we were doing that, I tried to do like a combination of Christopher Daniel Barnes and Josh Keaton. Those are my two favorites. So even though it wasn't necessarily one or the other, I tried to like nail for a feel of the both of them. Oh, and for Sonic, Jason Griffith. But for Optimus, I do regularly listen to Peter Cullen's stuff just to try to match that as best I can to show respect.
Craig Skinkle or Craig Skinkle? What got you dubbing comics in the first place? Comics were just easy. I've been a part of projects where we dubbed anime, and it's almost the same process, except you actually have to do like the lip flaps or bridges and everything like that, but comics are just easier. Jade is real. Question for Derp. Have you ever thought about making Minecraft servers for your friends / cast to join and make a small series about it? Follow up is that, would you want me to teach you how to set up a multiplayer server? I hope you're having a good day. Thank you, Jade. No, I haven't thought about it. I don't play Minecraft as much as I should. But Jade, I know you're in the Discord and you're still mid. Just keep that in mind. You're mid at Minecraft. Hydration sauce. Are you or your character a Pepsi or Coke person? I'm a Dr. Pepper person, and Tim Drake is a coffee drinker. So probably neither.
Diet Dr. Salt.
Pepsi or Coke person? I'm more of a Coke guy myself. I'm always down in Coke Zero. Coke Zero is my beverage of choice. I feel like Superman would also be a Coke guy, because that's the one that's been around longer. That's the one that has more of a sort of down home feel to it.
I don't drink either of them. Like in real life, I don't really drink a lot of soda anymore. But like, I feel like Arsenal would lean to Coke, because like it's the one that's more red.
Ooh, that's a tough question. I'll be real. I gotta go with Sprite.
Personally, I'm more of a Pepsi fan. I like Dr. Pepper a lot, so then I think that's under the Pepsi brand. I think. I cannot for the life of me see Cass as either. She does not give either energy.
Ooh, man, I'm a Diet Baja Blast kind of guy, to be honest with you.
There's a Diet Baja Blast?
Oh, baby, there's a sugar-free Baja Blast, and it is probably terrible for me because I'm addicted to it right now. Like the past couple of months, it's been like I drink water and Diet Baja Blast, yeah. But that's my choice. If I'm on an island all by myself and I can only have one soft drink, it's going to be that sugar-free Baja Blast. You can keep all the Coke and Pepsi to yourself.
So I laugh at this because in school, there was a joke about Coke and Pepsi. For some reason, somebody thought it was funny to say Coke makes Pepsi, and I was like, no, they don't. And then this became a joke because then that became something people would tease me with. As for Coke or Pepsi, I drink both. But I guess I would lean towards, I like Pepsi a little bit more because it's a bit sweeter. And as for the characters, Barbara probably doesn't drink pop. She probably is purely tea. Kate, I could see maybe as coffee and grabbing it on the go. And Poison Ivy, well, she'd be a water drinker, I think.
I'm more of a Pepsi product guy. I love a good Mountain Dew. I feel John would probably be a Coca-Cola. Strictly because of how much him and Damien hang out, he'd probably be one of those kids that would put like Mentos in his Coca-Cola. Just because Damien tricked him into it.
Manu Rafella, excuse me again if I butchered these names. When will you start dubbing Jupiter Men comics again? Probably not for a while. They didn't really do too well in terms of views, so if they don't do too well, I kind of just put them on the back burner. And if I don't have anything to edit that time, then I'll do it again. This one's by Shackle YT. I've got a question. What would you think about doing some classic older comics like The Long Halloween? I could see myself doing, and we already did some older comics. We did Killing Joke, and I think doing some older comics would be fun. Some classic ones. Classic could be fun. This one is by Alistair Knight 2561. Do you deal with burnout from doing the same thing on your channel over and over again? No, I don't deal with burnout. Okay, I say that, but the last week I kind of got a wave of depression, but it wasn't due to video stuff. I think I was just tired. But in terms of burnout, I don't really deal with burnout. I love doing content. I love making comic dubs. I love voice acting. I love editing. I do everything I do for the channel. I love doing. So I never really worry about it too much. So having that as something I enjoy, I don't really deal with burnout too much. It does help the fact that since I do upload 2 days a week, having someone take over for School Bus Graveyard is a big benefit. So if you ever like Dead Rabbit, or I call him L, he edits School Bus Graveyard for me, so I don't have to work on it. So he takes got a good amount of work off my plate with that one. Plus, I love School Bus Graveyard, so I really want the story to keep going, and as long as he's willing to edit, then I will continue paying him to do that. The Amazing Gamer DJMC5906. Hey, could you guys do a comic series of the new Ultimate Spider-Man series? Specifically is going to be ending soon because it's only going to have 24 issues. Yeah, no problem. Mono6657. Who's your favorite DC character and what's your favorite video game? Favorite DC character is Nightwing. And my favorite video game is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
Ooh, okay. My favorite DC character would have to be... that's a hard one. Oh my goodness, that's really hard. I really love Superman. Yeah, no. If I had to whittle it down, I would say Superman's my favorite. Batman is second, of course. You know, he's up there. But Superman, you know, he means a lot to me. Especially because I knew who he was before I even knew what DC was. So that character, he's really cool. Just as a concept, and he started all this stuff. Though third, if I'm getting serious, would definitely be. No, not Shazam. The Flash. Yeah. I'd say the Flash would be my third favorite. So it'd be Batman, Superman, Batman, then the Flash. I'm sure that probably so I thought so hard about it, but that probably sounds super basic. I'm sorry. Was there a second part to the question? I forget. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's your favorite
I
video
got hung up on that card. Oh, my favorite video game. That would be Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith for the PS2. I love that game to death. Like if I were trapped on an island with a PS2 and only one game to play, I'd be happy till the day I die with that. It ain't like the best Star Wars game ever. There have been better ones, but I really love Revenge of the Sith. That game means a lot to me.
It's a good game.
Really good game. Ooh, the combos, man. The combos, they never got that good.
First part, gotta probably give it to Big Blue Boy Wonder, Superboy, Homeboy, Superman, Big Blue Boy Scout, I guess you could say. As for the second one, again, a loaded question, because I've got several video games that I really like and adore, so I can at least list two or three of them. That helps answer that question. So Final Fantasy XIV, the MMO, that's fun. I really like that game. Another game that I really like is the Fire Emblem series. Really love Awakening because my best friend got me into that game. Final Fantasy IX, really like that game a lot. I got really into Splatoon. Well, I could add that as like an honorable mention. It is a really fun game. It makes me mad sometimes to the point where I'm like, okay, no more. I'm going to start saying stuff I will regret. Let's not do that. I forgot another honorable mention. Sorry. Honkai Star Rail. That's also a really fun one that I like to play, and I've sunk way too much money into.
My favorite DC character. My favorite DC character has to be Gnark the Cave Boy. I don't know why I like this obscure Teen Titan so much, but whenever I see him in a comic, it's funny, and I like he showed up when like Dick Grayson was a secret agent and he was all serious and badass. Gnark the Cave Boy was there in the same outfit. Gnark help Dick. My favorite video game. That would have to be Mega Man 7. I replay Mega Man 7 a lot.
It's pretty good.
Why Mega Man 7 specifically? I mean, I like the classic series, but I like how 7 plays the best. X. I'm into X as well. I've played a few X games.
I'm trying to think if there's any other character besides Batman that I could say is a favorite DC character. Oh man, but honestly, it might just be Batman. Like he's been around my whole life. That was kind of my thing growing up. So yeah, I think Batman's my favorite. Sorry, I was trying to think for a second. Yeah, I would have to say Batman. I hate to give such a generic answer, especially since I do the voice of Batman, but I would have to say for sure it's Batman. As far as favorite video game, one video game, I don't really play it anymore, but one video game I've played for a long time that I really loved was Destiny 2 from Bungie. I would say that was probably one of my favorite games of all time, just because I met a lot of people on there and actually made a number of friends playing that game. And I always thought it was so cool that Bungie went and took like a first-person shooter genre and put these crazy, almost like raid mechanics in it for like bosses and crazy fights where you've got 5 other players you have to coordinate with. To me, that was always really fun and really challenging. And I'm not gonna lie, I've actually been in job interviews where I reference Destiny 2 as experience for teamwork, and it's actually helped me get a job a few times. So I would probably say Destiny 2, yeah.
Nice.
My favorite DC character is Raven. Like like out of like the original characters, like the original lineup, I mean, like in 2003, I was always interested like more in her, like her whole like vibe, her design. I gravitate like I just like the goth aesthetic in general, but like I gravitate a lot to characters who or going through something. I think that's because it's like I don't know, like the way that like it's like the way to like express like not express the way to like explore like your own like dealings with stuff like that, like in a way that's probably like healthier, probably better to like you're not confronting like the feeling outright, but like you're understanding better your relationship with it. As for video games, my favorite video game I think is Silent Hill 3. I really love how like that game feels like you're playing an early 2000s horror film. Everything about it is like so unique compared to everything else like in that series, and I think most horror games.
Favorite DC character has to be Batman. Hands down has to be Batman. As far as game, I didn't play a lot of DC games growing up besides like
Oh no, not DC game. Just what's your favorite video game in general?
favorite video game? Pokemon. Preferably Hey You Pikachu Pokemon game from the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, favorite DC character. That's a hard one because there's a lot of really good DC characters. Within the Bat family, it would be Barbara. But DC in general, I actually, again, it's hard. I actually kind of like Raven from Teen Titans, mostly because she is really cool, and also I do like the voice that they gave her in Teen Titans with her gravelly voice because it's just kind of fun. And just to say, as Ross said, I can't even say it right now because I'm too busy laughing. But I like Raven, and her storylines are kind of interesting.
Did you like first Teen Titans or did you like Go more?
I like both. I think Go could have worked better if it would have been something that was like played in between the segments of the original, like kind of like as a breather, rather than something on its own. I do miss the seriousness of the original, but even the original had some good humor to it, and I think the chibi segments of Go would have worked well as like a commercial break kind of thing. Favorite video game? I'm gonna say series, except there's a caveat. My favorite video game series is the Persona games. However, 1 through 2. I like 1 and 2. I don't dislike 3 through 5, but I feel like they're oversaturated.
This one's by Fish Hair Play 8070. Who is your favorite Marvel superhero or villain and why? If you could be a DC villain for a day, who would it be? My favorite Marvel superhero is Spider-Man, and I would want to be the DC villain Firefly for fire specific reasons.
Ooh, okay. My favorite Marvel superhero
Or villain.
would be, okay, down to brass tacks, it'd be Spidey, but I love Wolverine. I love Wolverine like immensely. So if I had to whittle it down, it'd be Spidey then Wolvie. Though if I had the choice, favorite villain with Marvel would definitely be Doctor Doom. I love the Fantastic Four. But for DC, if I had the choice to be any villain, I'd really like to be the Trickster. No. Being the Trickster would be a lot of fun. Because you're not as murderous as the Joker. You're not causing that much trauma. But you get to, pester the Flash all day. And you get to enjoy a beer with him, too.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go more towards the X-Men side of Marvel, weirdly enough, because I actually know a little bit about that. Not much, but a little. I think Gambit's neat. Me and like 4 million other people think he's really neat. If I can't say Wanda, I'm gonna say Mystique. I think she's neat.
Okay, so favorite Marvel character, be it hero or villain, Hydro Man. Again with the obscure picks. He's a villain who's constantly, a villain of the week. He has incredible superpowers, but he is just so stupid. He cannot use his powers effectively because of how much of an idiot he is. Like, he has the ability to control water and create water from nothing. He could take over the world, but he just doesn't, because he don't know how it works that well. If I was a DC villain for a day, I would probably want to be Parasite. I would want to be Parasite. And what I would do is I would sort of absorb energy from a bunch of characters who are slightly weaker than Superman, and then go up to Superman and punch him in the jaw.
My favorite Marvel superhero?
Or villain.
I think my favorite, man, it might be Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. I always loved that he is. I always loved his little, like, he was always so witty, and like the way he would like talk to the villains and stuff was always so cool. And just the fact that, especially when you're like younger, it's like, oh man, it's a superhero who's like my age, he's like a high school kid or whatever, and he's got the webs. Yeah, he was always my favorite, climbing the walls, swinging around. I always wanted to do that as a kid. In fact, I've got like a little VR headset that has like this little Spider-Man game on it. It's just a mini game where you can swing around. Man, I would like for a few months I was waking up in the morning and just getting exercise, swinging around the city, playing Spider-Man, just feeling exactly like him. I was like, man, this is so cool. I'm Spider-Man. So yeah, probably Spider-Man. Yeah. For a day, I'll do it for just a day, but I would go Mr. Freeze just to see what that's like. I want to see what it's like to have that suit and also that freeze gun. I think that would be pretty sick. Just for a day though, because man, being that guy for more than a day would probably take a toll on you.
Favorite Marvel superhero is Nightcrawler. Like I've been like, he was the thing that got me, I think, into X-Men. I saw this really like a 240p like upload of Nightcrawler back in like 2008 or something, and like from X-Men 2, and it was like the coolest shit. And like he's just gotten better like the more time has like gone on. Like I can't think of like a villain very specifically, but Nightcrawler 100%. Like I was screaming when like he showed up in '97. As for a DC villain, I would be for a day, probably Harley Quinn. I don't know what it like. It's her like her vibes, I think.
You just want to be chaos.
Yeah.
And random.
Cause like she'll either be like actually dangerous, or she'll just be like, yeah, like you said, she's just kind of like walking chaos.
Marvel. Deadpool. just because the comedy of it. But if I had to be a villain from DC for a day, I want to go with one of the funnier ones from Wayne Family Adventures. I want to go with Condiment Guy. Yeah, Condiment King. Just because, like, what you're doing today is wrong. No, watch this. Relish in my destruction. Don't catch up. Oh dear Lord.
Okay, if my favorite Marvel superhero, Spider-Man. He's Spider-Man. He's the only superhero he's the only superhero that does world level events. No, Spider-Man even does like universe level events all the way down to street level. He's the everyman who steps up when he has to. I love it. If I could be any super villain for the day.
Yeah, any DC villain for the day.
Clockman, except I wouldn't use my time stopping powers just to mess with Batman. I would just have fun with that.
Oh, okay. Favorite Marvel hero or villain? Like I like the superpowers of Jean Grey / Phoenix, but favorite character would probably be X-23. I love Laura Kinney and her storyline, and she is by far my favorite. I mean, she's also got like 3 different code names because she's technically called Talon, but they don't use that one. She goes instead by X-23, and then eventually, of course, she picks up the mantle of Wolverine. And then she has clones. Spoilers. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil anymore. And then for DC villain, who would I be? I'm trying to think. So it would be fun to be Poison Ivy and just control plants and have fun with that. But for chaos and mayhem reasons, Condiment King. Because it would be fun to just cause chaos, but not, like painful, murdery chaos, just ruining everybody's clothes chaos, where it's just kind of fun and funny, and you can make your superheroes wear funny costumes. And it would be fun.
Dr. Funk 98 asks, for everyone except I included you, what do you find fulfilling about voice work and the stuff you've done so far for the channel? I have enjoyed everything we've done for the channel, and I do not want it to end at any point. I want this channel to continue to grow, and you guys to come along with our adventure, going from the fan stuff we do to hopefully official stuff that we could do. I'm proud of everything we've done on the channel.
I just like bringing characters to life. It's not something that we get to do as much for this channel, because honestly, a lot of these characters have voices in like other people's projects and whatnot. I like bringing our versions to life, of course, but like, for example, like when you get to be like the one voice of something for somebody's project, it's just to help someone else's dream come off a page or off of like a paper that they had written is the best feeling.
Right.
Because it really is about being like helping that client be like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Thank you. Okay. Also, I want it to be noted down that I want to give that exact same question back to Dr. Funk.
So this one, I have a note specifically from Jay that says, ask Funk the Funk question, saying, hey, this is Blue Jay. Hey, Dr. Funk, you can't escape the question. This one's by Dr. Funk 98. For everyone, including me, what do you find fulfilling about voice work and stuff you've done so far for the channel?
No, yeah, it's like I said in I don't know how it's gonna be like ordered like in the video, but like it's how I said it like in the previous answer I gave, as someone who like is on the spectrum and has trouble with like socializing and like living in my world is kind of like you're when you're invited to like an event and you have to present yourself like a certain way. So like you know it's like do this, do that, but that's every day. So like you like don't fuck up or they're gonna like. It always feels I always feel on edge because like it feels like like I'm always under scrutiny. So when I'm acting and if I do it well and I get lost in like the character, then I'm really like I'm really excelling at that. Like I don't have to like present myself. I don't have to play the character of me. I can play this character. I can just take ease, like I can just take ease in knowing how I'm supposed to do that, what I can do to enhance that. Yeah, like I feel like I'm actually doing well at that. I think it's just like Derp has like Derp really has like put together like this nice little like this nice little like group. Like I love the fact that like so many of us are like shared between projects that like we really like feel like a team because of that. like it's not just that, oh, this is a project that I'm in, it's fun that we get to do this thing. I'm friends with the people. It's what I like doing about like my own projects. I'm friends with these people. It's fun getting to like grow as performers, getting to like do these things that people really like. Just having fun with like the work, getting to act. And also Derp's just like a really nice director. So I always feel like, yeah, no, like Derp can ask me like to do anything, and it's just like, yeah, sure.
Oh man, that's really deep. Well, when it comes to voice work, growing up, I've always loved reading. I love to read, especially reading aloud. You know, when I'd be in school or for other things, reading aloud would be like, it's just so much fun. Even though there's a lot of stuff to keep track of, you know, with commas and punctuation marks and all like that. It's really fun, just like being I remember growing up, one of my favorite things in school was our reading of 12 Angry Men. I never forgot that. You know, and it was just like to be immersed in those characters. And so with voice work, it's like an extension of that. You know, even more so because you're not just reading like the preamble or whatever in a book. You're just doing the character. You are that character in that moment. So being able to do that, especially for characters I love, like Optimus or Sonic or like anything like that, you know, it is really. It's a lot of fun, you know. It is. I think that's what it whittles down to for me. It's just a lot of fun to be a voice actor. Oh, for the channel. I love how much people dig Wafa. Yeah. I mean, it's always great working with you. Of course, you know you're one of my friends, so that's always a big plus. You know, anytime we get to work together, be it on the Sonic stuff we did, Transformers, or the DBZ thing. You know, it's always fun working with you. But I remember you told, like, I remember you told me, like, you saw a comment. I think it was for a visually impaired person, and they said how much, you know, the comic dubs mean to them to be able to experience these stories, you know, despite not being able to see that clearly, you know, to be able to have it be brought to life for them. Like, I think that's especially with Wafa, that's what makes it the most fulfilling for me. I love Batman. You know, DC's cool, but if I'm able to help someone enjoy a story like that, especially to that level, it makes me feel all right.
If I'm going to be general with voice work, it's fun. I genuinely like voice work. I'm a very eccentric person. I really like doing. I'm more shy. I can't do on stage as much as I can do backstage. Essentially, call this more behind the screen instead of on stage. Because I'm very shy, and this helps me be a little bit more projective than I could be on stage. And for the channel, it's just fun to connect and get to know everyone, honestly, and make new connections and see who breaks out into the industry and be like, I know that MFer! I know you!
I find it rather fulfilling that I have been able to give a voice to these like webtoon DC crossovers, because you know I like the more cozy feel that the webtoon stuff has in comparison to your average DC comic. And you know, voice work in general, I'm glad to just get my voice out there and, you know, be able to bring characters to life. It's such a fun experience, and such a freeing experience when you're, you know, able to say things that, you know, normally you wouldn't say, or embody personalities that you don't have. It's, you know, it's just nice, you know, a lot of free therapy out of voice work.
I love seeing the feedback from all the viewers. It's really cool to see how much, I don't know, I love just jumping in the comments, and everybody seems to really love the voiceover work that we're doing, and it's just really cool to see the community kind of I don't know. It's cool to see the just the reaction from people. They really enjoy it, and I just like I don't know. I like contributing to that. That makes me feel really good, I think.
The smiles that people get, the joy we see, people being able to tell who their favorites are, pick their voices out from other characters, just knowing people are really enjoying this.
I find it is always a delight to see the final product. I do make a point of not listening to everybody's things if we have access to them, because I want to be surprised and I want to see how it all fits together. And just seeing it all together, it gives me a warm fuzzy. So it's kind of fun with that. And I like seeing whenever it's all together and seeing the bits. And just, I like reading the comic too, and also doing different takes of different ways to say some stuff. And it's always fun also to see which one you choose, to see which one fits with everybody and everything. Yeah, so just seeing the final product gives me warm fuzzies.
This one's by Ginny-X5T. How long does it usually take to make one WAFA or school bus video chapter? I'm guessing this is a video because I don't make the comic. So I'll answer that one with it takes me about 2 days. 1 day to cut all the audio and cut all the panels, and then the next day to put it all together in the timeline. For School Bus Graveyard, Dead Rabbit.
Hi, I'm Al, also known as Dead Rabbit, also known as the editor for the School Bus Graveyard series. I've been ordered by my boss, Derp, to answer this question about how long it takes to edit a single episode. Well, Ginny-X5T, it's a pretty simple answer. Between watching American Dad clips, playing Danganronpa for the 11,037th time, messing with Jade Audios to find the lewdest sound, color coding everything to stop the OCD part of me from having a stroke, looking over the sequence and going, yeah, this is good. But what if? Slapping down sound effects to have mastered hidden messages I've been slipping in, solving world hunger yet telling no one, watching my editing software crash every time I want to add reverb, and staring into the wall of my cave, slowly slipping any bit of sanity I may have into the dark void as it looks back at me. It's rather ironic that the series does have a theme about what's real or not, and yet I, me, have been given the godlike powers to put them together into a video, only to then throw them out of the hole of my home back to Derp, whose shadowy figure is blurred by the sunlight, as he whispers those sweet, tender words to me. I say it could take half a day, depending on the length and what effects I feel enhances the viewing pleasure. Hope that answers your question.
Foxford24 says, serious question? Clowns. No. Fuck clowns. Clowns can absolutely go bite it. They are the one things we don't need. We had jesters in the past. You don't need jesters anymore. So there's no point in clowns. Nobody likes clowns. Who invites clowns to birthday parties? No kid enjoys seeing a clown. We see that, we think death. Actual question, do y'all have any favorite bloopers you can remember? Yes. It's mostly just me swearing under my breath saying, come on, Derp, get the damn line right.
I had a librarian at school whose sister was a clown. I don't mind them.
Actual question, do y'all have any favorite bloopers you can remember?
I think my favorite blooper isn't like, it's not so much like what the content of it was like the interaction that like it made. When the episode came around for like Barbara and Jim in the hospital, I did like a whole thing of like Gordon being like, Babs, it's okay. Daddy's gonna save Gotham. He's gonna keep you safe from the Rizzler, from the clown, Clay guy. They're pumping me with a lot of shit, but I can do it. And then she responded to it as Barbara.
Oh,
being
yeah.
Like, oh, you...
That's right. I forgot about that. I was going to do something with that audio.
You can put it in the QnA.
Clowns?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Clowns, question mark?
What an ominous... That's an ominous question. Did that answer... Shrug?
And then he says, actual question, do y'all have any favorite bloopers you can remember?
Fuck, I think I've sent you one of them where one blooper I've done before. I think I've sent it. Because I have a ton of bloopers because I tend to either switch words or switch like how I say words or switch letters and realize mid saying that fuck, I need to re-record. But for the most part, it's mainly if I mess up, it's just mainly just me being a little angry gremlin thing. Or just making noises.
Clowns.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Actual question: do y'all have any favorite bloopers you can remember?
Okay. There was this one blooper. It wasn't for this channel, but I remember one of my favorite bloopers was just I kept choking on a serious line, and I got so mad that I like stormed off in a huff, and listening to it in retrospect, I'm like, oh God, why am I this emotional? I've never gotten that mad in a voiceover session with LuckyDerp, but I do remember losing my placement for where Martian Manhunter is in a league of my own rather, and I was constantly trying to adjust it. I like cut all those out when I sent you the recording, but I was like, oh, where is it? Where is it? Right here? Right here. Okay.
No, absolutely not. I despise clowns, and that's not a joke. When I was young, I had a phobia of clowns. So my answer, no clowns.
I bet punching the Joker was very satisfying.
Oh, absolutely, man. Heck, even playing those Rocksteady games, getting to beat up the Joker was satisfying. Yeah.
Then they put actual question: do y'all have any favorite bloopers you can remember?
Bloopers. I feel like I tend to cut out a lot of my blunders and bloopers. I feel like I maybe should start leaving some of those in. Favorite ones? I do have a favorite one. It made me laugh just because I was repeating this one line over and over, where Bruce was looking over and he was calling out to Dick, and I couldn't get the intonation right to make it sound like he's calling for Dick, and so I probably just said Dick 30 times in a row, and I was just listening back to that, I was just laughing so hard. I was hearing Bruce Wayne just say Dick, 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 just over and over, got me tickled a little bit. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna cut some of these out.
Is that all it says? Just clowns?
Mm-hmm. Clowns? Question mark.
I don't mind them. I mean, I grew up with the It horror movie with Tim Curry. I'm going to be honest, I've actually never actually met a real clown in my life, but I don't think I'd have a problem with them. So it's hard to answer.
Actual question: do y'all have any favorite bloopers you can remember?
Oh no. Every one of my bloopers, I end up cussing 3 or 4 times and then I delete it. But the most... I know. So the most recent that I did, and Derp, I sent it in the whole drive for our past send of School Bus Graveyard. I was having an off day and I wasn't reading everything correctly. So I think 3 or 4 times I said, I promise I can read, you guys. I promise I can read.
I mean, I grew up watching reruns of old clown stuff. There was Bozo the Clown. I don't know if anybody remembers Bozo the Clown. It was a children's game show type thing. I don't know. They aired reruns of it on one of the family channels when I was growing up, and he was funny. I will say he's funny. Now, the clown from It, no, I'm gonna run. You will see me run. Just you won't even. Actually, no, you won't see me. I'll just be gone. Cause that one is no. Just no. Doesn't matter if it's Tim Curry or I think it's Skarsgård who did the new one. No, I'm running. Okay, just out.
Actual question: do y'all have any favorite bloopers you can remember?
I don't I usually delete mine. We did do the one with the Gordon one that you posted.
Mm-hmm.
That one was fun, and it was mostly just as a gag. I do like doing like kind of gag ones, but I don't tend to share them. I'm sorry. They're usually just me. Like at worst, you'll get whenever I'm making like fighting noises. And I'll get like or I'll do something where I'm getting like tongue-tied, and so I'll just start spouting gibberish. So that I don't say and stuff like that. I try to usually, if I'm doing a recording, if I'm doing something that I'm reading something, I will just start spouting off gibberish if I go off task. Like if I can't get a line, if I say a line like 3 times and I keep stumbling in the middle of it, I will pause and just go, and then I'll go back to it. So basically, I just make weird noises that nobody has heard until now. Because it kind of like resets me.
Just clowns? Okay. I'll be honest. It's unpersonal. It's just a cultural thing. I don't much care for him. But that's only because where I'm at in Queens, there is a clown college. And I remember I was driving to work one day, and I saw a clown on the corner of the road, and I thought I was going insane. I did not know there was a clown college there. So I'm driving. When I get to work, I'm just pondering. I'm like, did I eat something bad? What? There was a clown on the road, right? So then the next week, I saw the same one again. And I'm all like, okay, wait, what's going on? Is this psychosis? And then the third week, instead of going to work, I turned the corner. I went around and I saw there's a clown college right there. And there were like 6 or 7 clowns outside. I kid you not. There were clowns in their full regalia outside of the clown college. And I don't much appreciate, I know it's not the clown's fault, but I just don't much appreciate how much, just from his sheer presence, he made me feel like I was going insane.
Actual question, do y'all have any favorite bloopers you can remember?
Oh, well, I mean, my favorite blooper would have to be you ragging on me for getting Al Darbito's name correct.
Actually, I really appreciate clowns, because let me pull up the data here real fast. P.T. Barnum, Clown College. So, the like, for example, the P.T. Barnum Bailey Circus Clown College, right? It's a very prestigious clown college. Or at least it was until it closed. But like it, for example, had like what was the graduating rate? Because it was something crazy, no, but it was like 2% graduation rate or something crazy like that. But it was really cool because like they really put a lot of effort into it. Okay, their admission rate was lower than Harvard's. Yeah. Because just high, it's a very low niche, very high skill, high mastery kind of profession. And it just has to make sure that everybody puts out the exact same kind of performance, especially for types of clowns that work with types of dangerous animals where they are supposed to be protecting other people, which is why rodeo clowns exist, not to really just make fun and be funny. It's to keep everybody in there safe, because that way they can distract the animal, be safe about it, because they know how to handle the animal better than the actual bull riders or other entertainers during like those rodeos and other circus performers act. That's going to be the deepest level of this question that you have from any other person, and I would be surprised if anyone else knew as much about clowns as I do.
It's Fox for 24 also has actual question. Do y'all have any favorite bloopers you can remember?
Oh. So it's either I peaked or when I passed out.
Gyros 1994, having covered all 3 seasons of Wayne Family Adventures, which season has been your favorite to work on, and what is a favorite moment from each season? I have enjoyed season 3 the most. It has been, I love the arc. I do enjoy the first 2 seasons because how they go from super silly to maybe a couple episodes of serious, but I love the arc of season 3. My favorite moments, though, I don't remember which seasons they're from specifically. I enjoyed the one where Tim is having an issue going on a date with Bernard. I love the one with Nightwing trying to comfort the girl who just lost her parents, and the one where Batman is dealing with Scarecrow.
My favorite season would definitely be season 3. I really did enjoy doing the episode where Duke is captured by the Joker. Those 2 were a lot of fun, especially because Duke's not in like the best, of places. So it gave me the opportunity to do more than just like what I usually do with Duke. But apart from that, I also really enjoyed the scene I got to do with ZapCon where Duke is sick and him and Bruce play Battleship together. I really enjoyed that. That whole interaction was a lot of fun. It like the fighting and stuff is cool, but I really do enjoy those character moments in season 3.
It's definitely been like season 3. I really I really love like the tone of Wafa. I like seeing like the shenanigans the characters get up to. But I mentioned it even in a comment like on one of the episodes. Season 3 having an arc not only was beneficial to like shake things up, but also it allowed us as performers to like cover more like heavy scenes, cover more like I really like it's not my like it's not like the favorite scene that I'm gonna mention, but it's like one of my favorite episodes. I really love the episode of Jason having that support group, like the fact that we get to like see more of Jason dealing with his PTSD.
The one where Roy shows up.
Yeah, but I like it more for Lo-Fi's like performance and like everybody else.
I think 2 has been the favorite because 2 is a very good balance of funny and, some serious acting moments. Because I think 2 had the girl, the little lost girl, and the talk between Dick and Damien, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think both of those were in 2.
Yep.
2, I think, was the perfect encapsulation of what Batman Wayne Family Adventures is. 3, I'm not going to knock it for wanting to be a serious comic book season, but it wasn't really the same charm that Batman Family Adventures has, if you know what I mean. I liked it. I liked it a lot, especially because it let us have some serious moments with the like more jovial and like fun family versions of the characters we've now seen through the entire comic. But overall, it just wasn't as fun and like the same type of charm the other seasons had. I do think my favorite scene from the season 3 had to either be when Dick has to really just stand up to Bruce and fight the Joker on his own, and just really stand up Bruce there, or when Babs just gives Bruce a run for his money and perfectly counters him in a verbal argument every single moment. In season 2, it's a 3-way. My top 3 moments there are, of course, Bunny Wing, that entire comic. And the top 2 tie would definitely be between the brotherly moment between Damien and Dick, or the moment between Nightwing and the Lost Girl. Season 1, I don't remember as much from, because it's been forever. But probably the moment that I stopped sucking as much with Dick whenever, Duke had his little breakup and the whole family was comforting him.
Shit, I don't know which season off the top of my head. But there was a lot of, like, cast development in one of them. I think that probably was season 2, my best guess. With her mom and all that.
Last 3.
I think that's season 2. That's 3? Oh, shit. But a lot of casts is really fun for me to do. But also favorite moments is probably, like, the scenes with her speaking with her mom. Because it's the most I can show. Like, Cass is very clipped, even if she's trying to be caring.
I really liked doing the one where Connor was struggling with shaving. I like doing that one. That was the one I liked. There was also another. There was a Luke Fox comic where I was talking about my childhood, and it was a bit weird because, like, he has this very different relationship with his father than I do, but I was able to deliver, even though I could not relate initially.
Right.
Like, those are moments. I don't know which season is which, but, like, those are two of my favorite moments.
I am terrible at remembering what happens in each season. Whichever season has the event, that one's my favorite. So the event, I have 2. One I'm pretty sure is in season 1 because it was pretty early on, and that was the Bat family playing Mario Kart just because and having the loser have to wear the V costume, which was funny. That's my funny one. Now my serious one that I enjoyed both recording and watching and seeing is the one where Barbara calls out Bruce in the hospital. Because she is mad, she is frustrated, and she is rightfully calling him out. And I appreciated that scene because too often Bruce does things and I don't want to say gets away with it, but he doesn't accept feedback from it. It just feels like a lot of the time, sometimes he does things and it's like way after the fact he'll be like, yeah, that sucked. Anyway, at least it feels that way to me sometimes. So I enjoyed her calling him out.
I think it was the last season we did where it was kind of that Joker arc.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that one just because I liked the overarching story and just kind of, I never read ahead. I always just kind of read them as I went through them, and so it was kind of fun to keep up with it and see where it was going. I really enjoyed the arc of that one. I think I saw a lot of comments where people wanted to get back to the more kind of grounded family kind of goofy style, which I enjoy too, but I think that might have been my favorite one. Some of those confrontations with Joker, where Batman and the Joker are like on the roof and they're fighting and stuff, those are some of my favorite moments. I think they get very tense. I like those a lot.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite moments, it might have been the season before that one. I forget if it was season 2. I can't quite remember, but it was, my favorite moment was Bruce Wayne. He's injured. He's in the manor, but he keeps trying to sneak out, and each of the kids keeps trying to stop him or find him, and he's trying to bribe them to say, like, hey, let me out of the mansion. I gotta do work. That was probably one of my favorite of all time moments to record because it was just so funny and silly. So
Yeah.
that might be my hands down favorite moment, I think.
I think that's season 1.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. That's probably one of my all-time favorites that we've done.
I think the end. Okay, so we're in season 3, right? Or am I going insane?
We finished season 3. We're done season 4 now.
Okay. I thought I was going insane, and I was. I truly was going insane. I think the ending of season 3 is my favorite, strictly because you get to see John actually be heroic and save Damian, and you get to see that the emotion come from Damian more, and being like, oh, I'm not as a hotshot as what I thought I was. I need people around me. From each season, oh lord. I really started in season 1, but I can't remember too much besides some of the enemies. So I can't really say too much on season 1, but season 2 was when I voiced Connor and they were in the Bat Cave. And that was the first time I actually did anything different from voicing. I was able to really make that chewing sound as I talked. So that had to be in mind, because you also got to see Batman be like, I'm going to be the fatherly parent and discipline you all. So yeah, season 1 I can't say too much on besides when Duke moves in.
Emily Forrester 4050. I have a question. How can I become a voice person to be in a video with other people? If you're talking about my videos specifically, if you want to be a voice actor for me, you have to be over the age of 18. You have to have a very well-treated recording space, and you at least, at the bare minimum, if you're going to have a USB microphone, let it be the Elgato Wave. That's the bare minimum USB that I'll work with. Only because the Elgato Wave is really good for what it is, and it's way better than the Blue Yeti. But as long as you can meet those 3, oh yeah, and also be able to act. As long as you can reach those 4 rules, then yeah, then you can join my stuff. I have auditions all the time, as well as a talent pool in our Discord. It's in the description of the video. Lego Master 10316. What's your favorite Batman villain? Firefly.
I think that it's either Scarecrow or Harley Quinn. But I think it's for 2 different reasons. Scarecrow, I'm very much, because again, like I really like I like horror themed stuff. I'm into like gothic aesthetic, even though he's not that, but like it's that kind of like vibe. I love the idea of like there's this walking scarecrow who just like emits a gas that like scares you. Oh, and that he's like actually just this weird weasel man, a weird weasel of a man. Like, just everything about him is weird, and like when they really lean into how creepy he is, like I also think that that's really good. But I really love Harley Quinn, like for like the other end of the spectrum. She's really silly. I love her design. I love that, like, I love the accent that she's got. But then I like that they'll like explore like a lot of dark topics with her. Not like either like through like her background as like a therapist, or directly covering stuff related to her abuse, like, because I think that's not only important like to her character, that's important like that allows for an easy way for people to see those behaviors and then look out for them. It's a way of like making that like readily available, publicly like available.
God, I'm gonna give such generic answers, man. It's got to be the Joker, and I think the thing that did it was probably like I said, Jack Nicholson in Tim Burton's movie really did it for me as a kid. Like that was, I mean, that might have been what gave me my phobia of clowns when I was younger. Was Jack Nicholson as the Joker, and then of course Heath Ledger in the later movies was just phenomenal. So I think overall I like the Joker because I don't know, man. The different iterations of him that I've seen have always, to me, all the ones I've seen so far have been really cool, and I like how they always do it differently. But I just love the idea of this just chaotic natured being just out there, and he's just like almost an unstoppable force. To me, he's like the ultimate villain. He's definitely my favorite.
Joker.
That was easy.
Yeah, it's just, I didn't hesitate. Like Joker.
Joker, 100%.
Yeah, just I don't like the Suicide Squad Joker. That's the only thing. That's like my least favorite Joker.
This one's by Israel Leon 1946. Do you have anything in common with Tim's personality or hobby-wise? I also don't sleep during night. I kind of just do stuff. And this one's by Kaylee Mawad. What was your favorite episode to work on and why? My favorite episode to be in for myself was probably the episode where Bruce is telling Tim that he's in charge, and Tim's like, "No, I can't do it. Have Dick do it." But I enjoyed that one because it's just funny, but it's also like serious.
Oh, okay. My favorite episode of Wafa, that's a hard. There's been so many. I did really enjoy the one where Duke and Damien meet Vixen and the other one. I'm so bad with the names. And my apologies to the voice actress. You were great in that. I'm sorry I forgot your character's name. But that episode was a lot of fun to do. Especially, you know, I feel like Damien and Duke make a good pair. But for 5YL, I think I really enjoyed the episode where they were fighting Eon. That kind of went on for a bit. But there was one where I think I did like 6 different aliens in that one thing. And that like shifting between the bunch of them was that was really cool. I will say I did really enjoy the fan dub that you and I did of the Edge of Time cutscene for Spider-Man, where I think you were Miguel and I was Peter. That was really cool. And Jupiter Men was a lot of fun to do for what we did of it. I really enjoyed Quentin and his sister and his mom, that whole dynamic. That was really cool. And I know we have something in the works with regards to Spider-Man, where Blue Jay is going to be taking up the lead role in that, and from what I've heard, it seems to be quite cool. So I am really excited for that when that finally comes out. Oh, and Sonic and DC, that was a lot of fun. I love doing that. All the little things with the Sonic quotes and stuff like that. That was really cool. And everybody did such a great job on that too. Oh my gosh, I loved listening to that.
For Wafa, it was the Red Hood therapy kind of episode on the ranch. For 5 years later, I really like the one. I think it's either the last one we've covered so far or the one before that. I just like seeing Danny kind of like losing control as everything is like breaking apart around, like reality is kind of like collapsing around them all. This is like a very intense like situation. DC X Sonic, I really like I like the 3rd episode because like getting to actually see the character like the Sonic cast in the like themed around like all the different heroes. School Bus Graveyard, we haven't gotten to the episode yet that I'm most excited for.
Okay, we'll answer this for each of them. So, favorite episode of Batman Family Adventures is honestly probably... I don't think it was my best performance, but it was the most fun to do when you and I sat in a call for 2 hours recording Nightwing and then Joker, and then the next day we went Joker, then Nightwing. That was just funny. For School Bus Graveyard, can't talk about it again, but you guys will know it when you see it, because it was a moment because Derp knows that I never praise myself. So I sent him the line, I put the lines in our group chat, and I DM'd him, I cooked.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Right?
Yeah, I got it.
And then he's like, okay, yeah, I'll see. 3 hours later, dude, you cooked. Because usually I never say anything about how I feel about my lines. So when Derp heard me go like, I did good, he's like, oh, now I'm curious.
I think when you told me exactly which, you told me it was like chapter that number. I was like, well, he was so specific on it. And the last time he did this was when he cooked for Joker. So I was like, I gotta listen to it. And I listened to it and I was like, oh, this guy fucking cooked.
And I do have to give an honorable mention to one of the last chapters of the Sonic IDW, because it was just fun to be Silver and doing the ad-lib jokes, especially with that and Chip. Like, it was just fun. Like, I just love the line of, yeah, I'll get the other Green Lanterns. Like Hal. And Kyle. And Guy. And Leslie, you know. He just kept going off, like, on the list of all the Earth Green Lanterns.
We also voiced a squirrel Green Lantern.
Yeah, so I said Chip.
You
didn't think I could do that sound, did you?
Well, you showed me and you were like, oh, I'll get Papa J to do it. I was like, all right, cool. And then you never did. I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's him doing it. But it still sounded really good.
Yeah, Papa J can do real good. I just couldn't get in time for Dad to do it.
Gotcha.
I guess actually I'm gonna say when we played Among Us, because that was really fun, and it was fun having everybody be like, Barbara did it whenever Nightwing would die. And I only did it once. But I did play it up because it was funny, so I'm also to blame for it. But yeah, to my recollection, I only ever killed him once. But he also deserved it because he couldn't even send an emoticon. Okay?
Man, I the memory I have where I had probably some of the most fun recording, it was like a little mini comic. And I might be conflating two different ones, but it was I specifically remember there being a cookie involved and everyone fighting over the cookie and running away and just having a big fight. I remember laughing so hard recording that and just really enjoying it was just so funny. Honestly, any of the funny ones I enjoy, but that one specifically about the cookie might be my favorite one. So go check that one out because that one's hilarious.
Well, that is the end of questioning. Do you have anything you want to promote or talk about that you want to share that you're working on or doing?
Well, actually, on that note, as Derp already knows, I'm actually sort of directing my own audio adventure, and thankfully Derp has helped me with that because, God, I needed a lead star, and thankfully it's him. But other than that, really just looking forward to seeing, how far Wayne Family Adventures Season 4 goes, and our continuation on School Bus Graveyard. Do what you love. Don't hesitate, honestly, because if you hesitate, you never know what you'll miss.
Oh, well, if you're interested, go check me out on my YouTube channel, Orion Zax. Also, I have a DeviantArt where I post my artwork as well. Also, check out Johnny Flash. He does really cool Transformers videos. We've worked together for a long time. And he just did a fan film of Nemesis Prime, which is really, really good. Also, check out Lumican Studios. He's kind of gone off of his Transformers series, but he's still an excellent channel to check out. Auditech, he does great Star Wars comic dubs, especially of the old Star Wars Republic comics. Those are amazing. I'm into a lot of things. And check out TFI Creations. I think I'm gonna be Optimus in something that's coming out soon. I'm sorry, my memory's failing me. And Cut Pencil Studios is doing a Transformers thing where I'm Ironhide. And HLH Studios, I do Optimus. Check out my playlist for where I voice act. There's a lot of really good creators on there. Check them out. They're all amazing.
But also, to all of you lovely fans, we love you and appreciate you, and you guys have helped me through so much more than you will ever know.
I don't got a lot of things going on. I'm in a bunch of dubs and shit. A lot of Drew's dubs. They're great. I'm in a lot of Final Fantasy stuff. I can probably promo them if that's okay. Flying Princesses, the City of Opera Omnia, I can send if you want later. As well as, my mic just fell straight. As well as a couple of their Final Fantasy 7, or like the original 7 playthrough dubs. So that's also fun.
Yeah. Well, if you like superheroes, if you especially like kid superheroes like Ben 10, check out my series Pretty Cure Off-Brand. My most recent YouTube short's been blowing up, so I'm going to be making a lot more shorts about a trio of fairy tale villains that'll be I'm writing as we speak, and check out everyone else's channels, because I know everyone else here has got a channel as well. Spread the love.
I mean, I guess the thing I would say is stay tuned for more school bus graveyard. I can't say the names, I'm sorry. For graveyard, I did read ahead the next few chapters, and I am looking forward to it, and I hope you all are too.
No, just keep checking out the channel, guys. Keep watching the comics. I know we got plenty more coming. Yeah, I don't really work on a whole lot of stuff, so this is kind of my main thing right now. So yeah, just stick with us. Keep checking it out.